And now for something completely different. AI-generated text, anyone? Hi, my name's Juliet, and today I thought I'd have a go using a free-to-use for the basic level AI text generator and see how good it is. I'm not going to show you exactly how to use it. There's already a video for that on the website and on YouTube, which is fairly comprehensive. And yes, it's AI narrated. All sorts of types of output can be selected in different tones and 15 different languages. I'm going to concentrate on a video description for this video, a book description and a story plot. The free version allows you 5,000 characters per month, which is somewhere between 700 and 1,400 words. The interface is easy to use. You can have between 1 and 3 outputs initially, all of which can be saved. There are editing tools which allow you to expand on the AI suggestions as well as do basic editing functions. I didn't use this functionality. How it works is that you give the AI some seed text and for some options a title or product, and it generates what you've asked for. There is a built-in plagiarism detector, so you shouldn't have to worry on that score. First, I tried a video description for this video. I only generated one of these because I didn't want to waste my free characters. The seed text I put in first was review of the free version of Rytr for writing a video and book description and a story plot. It was set to a convincing tone. Unfortunately, that didn't work. It couldn't generate anything. So I adapted it to review of the free version of Rytr for descriptions and story. The result was Rytr is software that helps you to generate descriptions and even stories for your videos. It's one of the best free tools to date. I think it was a little confused by what I wrote, but if I'd written any more, that would have been the description in itself, because mine aren't long. And, of course, it's trying to sell itself because it's not stupid. Or the programmers aren't stupid, something like that. Next, I tried for a description for my Nano project book, which is close to being published as I record this video. For the product description, you have to put in a product name. This didn't work for the book title because it only allows 25 characters, so I had to put in something else. I also had to play around with this a bit to get the hang of it because the first thing I generated wasn't even vaguely right. But this is what I ended up with. I opted for 2 versions this time with a convincing tone. The product I simply entered as short story book and the info about the product as created using daily writing prompts from dictionary websites as a NaNoWriMo challenge. 34 stories and 2 poems. Option 1 gave me, this is a book of short stories and poems created using daily prompts from dictionary websites. When I set out to create this book, I wanted to explore the different ways that words can be used in writing. Enjoy reading about drama, humour, romance and mystery in these quick-to-read stories. Option 2 gave me, a collection of 34 short stories and 2 poems. This book is for anyone who is interested in reading the daily writings of a true amateur. Now, I think the first one is pretty good given the limited info I gave it. It did try to embellish what I'd written, but I won't be using it. It doesn't sound like me, which is probably always going to be the problem with AI-generated text. The second one, though. I understand why it came up with the true amateur comment, because it likely computed what NaNoWriMo is, but who would put that in a product description? And plenty of non-amateurs use Nano too. I'm of the mind that you'd have to put so much info in to get a proper product description. You might as well have written it yourself. But perhaps it works better with products that are not books. Finally, the story plot. I chose humour for the tone and 2 variants. This is the seed text. A girl, lost in a magical woodland, hears a deafening roar. Plot 1 was, a week ago I set out for a week-long hike through the forest. I wanted to prove to my parents that I am independent enough to survive without them. It didn't take me long to realise my mistake. The woods were denser than any forest I've ever seen, and completely without signs of human life. As night fell, an eerie silence was all that kept me company. These woods are supposed to be abandoned. Suddenly, I heard a sound that sounded like an animal's howl, but it was too loud, too ferocious for any kind of wild animal. I felt the ground shake as the howling grew louder and louder before suddenly stopping. The ground began shaking, and suddenly it felt like something big was coming up from underground, till finally it broke through the surface. And there was nothing there but darkness. I couldn't tell if I had suddenly gone blind or if the... Plot 2 was: the girl's name is Sally, and she is lost in a magical wood. She hears a deafening roar, and it scares the daylights out of her. Suddenly, a lion emerges from the bushes and starts to approach her. As she backs away, she trips on a vine, falls to the ground, and gets stuck. Luckily for Sally, the lion is not able to run after her because of all the vines crossing his path. He goes back into the forest. Sally sees an enchanted ring on her right hand's ring finger, with green vines twisting around it. She then goes back home before it gets dark. Sally was very happy that she didn't reach for any of the green leaves that there were in the magical forest, because if you eat too many, they make you forget everything. So plot 1 seems more cohesive to me, and is more of a prompt, as it leaves you with a cliffhanger at the end. But there's a fair bit of repetition within it. It's also longer than the second option. I wonder how it decides the number of characters to use. Plot 2 seems, well, like a story written by a very young kid. Although I do like that last line. Neither of them are obviously humorous, though. I might challenge myself to write a story based on a combination of the two and put it on my author channel. If I do, I'll put the link in the description. So you can generate text via AI, and some of it's okay. But should you use it? And if you do, should you admit to using it? With regards to should you use an AI text generator, are you really a writer or a blogger if you don't generate the text yourself from your own thoughts and experiences? For me, I'd say using AI text as inspiration or as a prompt is okay. But if you use something completely AI generated and only make a few minor changes, then you're not really a writer, you're an editor. Should you admit to using AI? If you actually use the words generated by the AI, then you should. If you only use it as inspiration, that's a little more murky, but I think you should. I might go back and revisit this website in a few months' time and see if there are any improvements. And given the way technology is going these days, I'm sure there will be.